Hey folks, Salty Seaman here, doing a long overdue part 2 of Generation Kill, episode 1. Gonna do it a little different here. I know the normal military movie bullshit, it's just clips and me pointing out what's wrong with it. This one isn't, because of the nature of the show, and there's not a lot to point out like that. I'll try to just give my overall grade and opinion on it, and how, basically, what I'm enjoying about it, maybe what I'm not enjoying about it, But anything I see that would fall under military movie bullshit, I'll be sure to call it out. But the second part of this episode is where we really ramp up. The group is leaving camp and the invasion proper has started. Our big storyline here is they're basically being sent out with no escort, no support, and they're meeting people along the way, Iraqis. They make mistakes. The communication is bad. We have officers, behaving awfully. This is, we have a real world feel here for, what the beginning of battle is. And one thing the episode didn't really touch on, which I'm going to find interesting.
I like the scene of the Marines passing around the bit of chaw, and then Tobias there, Mr. Rolling Stone writer, getting some, probably never dipped in his life, but that's cute. And yeah, Marines basically live off of dip. I'd say way more like on the Navy side, we're more smokers than dippers, you'll find.
There's a mix of, of course, Afghanistan's been going on for 2 years at this point, so a lot of these Marines are battle tested at this point. But a lot of them, probably a good, a very, very good chunk of them have not seen combat. This will be their first time, and they're in, they're in special ops, they're in infantry. We see a lot of cockiness, which, you wonder how much is cockiness, how much is false bravado, and is there a difference? As these Marines seem very, very sure of themselves. These are, we're not seeing a lot of, lack of courage towards the facing battle. They all have trust in their training, trust in their prior combat experience, trust in each other, for the most part.
I've just, as I said, I do not know how much of this is real and how much of this is fiction. I want to keep that. I'd rather not have that in my head for this particular review. Just see what I can spot as bullshit and what actually happened. The reporter, doing the gas drill was comical for sure, and getting his balls tangled up in the too tight. And the struggle is real with those fucking things. Let me tell you, that is not untrue. I'm just like, did this guy not get like any kind of training before they dumped him into the desert? Like, I believe usually embedded reporters get like almost a mini boot camp. It's not. It's a lot of, deep training is what I thought. Maybe that was developed after this part of the beginning of the war. I don't know. But him being so incompetent at getting his gear on, even though he's a civilian, I don't know. Just kind of rubs me wrong. But it gave us a funny scene, so I'm not going to complain too much.
Just there's little touches here. Like, I'm really enjoying it, especially, looking at it. I like the framing of, they kind of sort of telling it from the journalistic standpoint, which I can, I'll relate to and respect, other than actually being on the military side of that thing. But I like using that as a framing device. I think it's, I've not gone out and checked out what is bullshit and what is maybe a little made up for the camera. I know this is based on a book. I know this is based on a true story. This is basically based on reality. I've really not looked into it because I'd rather I'd rather go after I finish the series, go back and look at what I thought was complete bullshit, that really did absolutely happen, and something I just said, well, that looks like that for sure happened, and it turns out that was completely made up.
Yeah, good little shout out to pilots out there, helo pilots especially. Damn, that is a unsung dangerous job. Infantry kind of gets the most of the glory of battle, rightfully so. But man, them pilots, like, yeah, they go through a lot because that's like the easiest thing to shoot down. Yeah, nothing but love for Helo crew and pilots.
One of the biggest ones is just the attitude of our infantrymen, our recon. I know some people pointed out, like, my dad was recon, like, he just said they were infantry that did more push-ups. So I take that as you will. So, like, in my mind, they're just the special forces branches of the infantry. So I've always that's how I feel about recon. If I'm wrong, hey, I'm wrong. But they're very vocal in their opinions on stuff. Some people are very sympathetic to at least the people of Iraq. They're like, hey, these motherfuckers didn't do anything wrong. They happen to be living in a shitty country. Other people are like, I don't give a fuck about any of these people. Whether it's just personal because you're the reason I'm out here, or religiously is like, I'm a big Christian, and I think Muslims are the biggest threat to the world, and lots of little in between. Some people just straight up racist, but we get so much of it in like the whole episode together is like an hour, and man, you hear a lot of shitty opinions, a lot of funny opinions, all mixed together in this one short hour, which is TV. And that's just one thing I could hit them on is like man, this is like the most racist, sexist, homophobic battalion of all time, but they're also kind of gay. And I don't know if that's really like that weird of a depiction of an infantry or recon unit battalion, really. In my experience, boy, I've ran across some interesting cats in infantry back on the ships. So,
fun bit of lore, starting with Afghanistan. This is why this is the whole charms thing started from, when they started putting these just a cheap candy they throw in the MREs, and just like any good superstition, it a couple of bad incidents happened and people pointed to candy, and you're not going to dissuade any combat Marine from, and I think Army as well, from the idea that charms are bad luck. And even from the most staunch atheists, I don't believe in any of this religious or superstitious bullshit, will swear by fucking keep charms out of the battalion.
I don't know if I could hit it on that or just point out, it's fine in a storytelling sense. You're trying to get across all the different kinds of attitudes that would be in a typical unit. So I can forgive it for being a little bombastic about how they exposition it. But yeah, I'm really having fun with this. I can't wait. I'm going to go straight into this tomorrow since I have some time. And just sit down and watch the whole episode of episode 2. Give you guys a hopefully a much quicker turnaround than this last one. Sorry, lots of stuff going on, but I'm back on track. I feel just I want to thank you guys. As of this recording, I just hit 10,000 subscribers. That's amazing. Thank you very much. I'm glad everyone, so many people are picking up, and I know a lot of that is people coming in for military movie bullshit. A lot of people coming in from the Full Metal Jacket. Someone shared it somewhere and like it blew up. I don't know what happened, but like as of this recording, it's like my numbers are really getting high, and I'm having one of my little upswings, which is always a great. That's helped me get to 10,000. Love you guys. That's it. See you next time for episode 2. Peace, bitches.